Alright guys, Lencac here again. As you saw in my previous video, you saw me sizing the chamber and polishing it out to where I got it to where I like the chamber size, and it all seemed to come out pretty good. And so today what we're going to do is we are going to take and put this little guy on. This is the op rod guide. And that has to be pressed onto the barrel and then tuned or lined up, indexed properly and all that. So that's what we're going to do today. And so let's get going at it. All right, this is my plan to put the op rod guide onto the barrel. And so that's my next task today. But something I find a little bit interesting is, if you notice on the mil-spec blueprint built barrel, it has cutouts on the side of it, flats. So I'm sure to put a wrench on it. And of course the 21 and 10 twist National Match barrel I also have does not have those. So this is what I think. I think, unlike how most people do this job now, they take and they put the barrel in a barrel vise, and then they got an action wrench for the receiver, and they spin the receiver onto the stationary barrel. I think the military, I'll bet you they did it exactly the opposite. I'll bet you they held the receiver in place and spun the barrel on using a wrench. So anyways, I just thought that was kind of something that was a little interesting. But to get this on, as you can see, I've made a tool here. Yep, that is a steel pipe. And of course I got it because it is the proper size to go over the barrel and just fit that op rod guide, so I can, push it on, hit it on, a little bit, bump it on a little bit at a time. So at any rate, that's my plan. I'm going to get this thing, I'll get this thing set up. Yeah, I've got to get this set up in my vise so I can hold it stationary. All right, this is what I got here. I got my tool here. I got a little plastic sleeve over it here to kind of protect the barrel, so I can slide it on like that. And of course what we're going to do is we're going to start to pound this thing on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little heat to it. Just enough to get it expanded. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a tight fit, all right. Okay, put a little more heat on it. Okay. Oh yeah. Now we're looking for a little more heat. It's getting there. By getting that plastic a little hot, but no worries. Okay, where I'm starting to see the cutout in the barrel getting lined up. Now that is, if you can see that. See that, right? That's what we're looking for, to see that all the way through. All right, guys, as you saw, I put the op rod guide on. I think I got it pretty close, but now what I need to do is I'll need to install the gas cylinder, the bolt, and the op rod, because I need to make sure they all line up properly, because I may need to tweak this thing a little bit one way or the other, which wouldn't shock me if that's what happens, because typically. But also, as you see here, I'm going to I have barrel shims for these things to tighten up the gas cylinder and the and this guy here, the retainer for the handguard and the stock. And so I am going to put you on there like that, and then I'm going to put you. Of course, I guess it would help if I take this apart, huh? That, take the piston out, and let's see, this is what we want to put on it now. Slide this thing on. And right now what I want to do is I just want to tighten it all up and see with it tight if I'm going to need to put a shim on it. I don't really need the, although we could put it in, I suppose. Alright, let's spin that on. Now let's see where it tightens up at and how it, ooh. That tightens up pretty darn good, right? See, I did put a shim in there, but it has got that thing tight. That is, I think I like that with just that one shim in there. I can't remember, I think that was like a 3/1000 shim, but let's, it'll take and just a little bit more. All right, let's see. Okay, got that on. Let me tighten that up. Okay. Okay, that's good for what we got going on now. Okay, now the next thing I needs to do here is put the McBolt in and get the op rod guide in it. There, all right. That's how that goes. Let's turn it upside down and see how I did. All right. See that right there? We're just a tiny bit off. Can you see that there, guys? Can you see that? We're just a little bit off. So I'm going to take it, and we need to move the op rod guide just a tiny bit. As you saw, I had to give it the op rod guide just a tiny bit of a tweak to it, which I used my my gas cylinder wrench here, put it in the vise so I could hold it, and then I just put a wrench over this and just kind of tweaked it a little bit, and that seems to be the best way to do that. But as you can see, this thing is totally aligned. I don't know if you can see that now. out there, huh? So I think we are getting pretty darn close here. At this point, what I need to do is take it back apart now, clean it all, lube it, and put it back together and see how it all seems to fit together. So the basic action all back together, and I got her cleaned and lubed up and all that stuff, and she appears to work pretty darn good. I didn't put any I didn't put the rear sights back on. No sense in I'm going to put National Match sights on the rear. And I'll put a National Match flash hider on it, and front National Match sight, and a National Match spring guide. And that should about do it, but I got to order those parts yet, so I don't have those yet. Ultimately, will have to be another reason to go out to the range and do a nice range test on this thing. All right, guys, this is Lencac over and out for the time being, and see you on the next episode of M1A Rehabilitation Project. All right, guys, see you later.